I have a good story about when in my act, there's a shaggy dog joke that I tell, but it's a true story, and I won't go into the whole story. I'll try to do a truncated version.
Tell the whole thing.
All right. I don't know if you ever heard the airplane story. It is a true story. I was on a flight going from Los Angeles to New York, and midway through, the engine blew up. And it was terrifying. It was really, and I've had enough turbulence and stuff. The plane just suddenly was just dumping, and it was like G-force kind of stuff. You know, it was really scary. People were screaming. I was like staying calm, check out the flight attendants. Flight attendants are looking out the window, turn around, sobbing flight attendants. I'm not exaggerating. And they're holding each other's hands. Like, I always thought you were a professional, Karen. And
oh man!
And I gotta say, I was like completely out of my body, and I'm like, all right. And the pilot's like, "Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is your pilot. There's no reason to be alarmed." You know, the placating tone in his voice.
This one's for the black box.
So
on the black box alone, I just want to say,
they told me in the event
this isn't a suicide. My insurance is valid.
Everything. And
I am of sound body and mind.
when we got on, Dimitri Martin was on the flight, and we were dying.
Dimitri Martin.
Because we're sitting there.
And Dimitri's looking out the window going, if a landscape is a horizon, then a horizon forms the letter H.
But he says, no, we just, after we survived this, we both kept going, there's no reason to be alarmed. Because the guy kept saying that every time.
Don't be afraid.
There's no reason to be alarmed. So, and I'm like, this is the time to, that's not comforting. If the guy was like going, holy fuck, I go, oh, this guy's in it. He's in it.
Right.
Or
if he said like, okay, this is fucked up for me too, but I got this.
Yeah. Or look, I'm gonna try some shit I learned in pilot school.
Yeah.
I'm not making any promises.
Yeah.
Everybody get up, move to the left of the plane.
Wherever you...
I'm gonna freestyle.
Okay.
Or if he said, okay, here's a final refinement on that. He goes, the bad news is all bets are off in terms of like FAA and everything. The good news is that means I get to do whatever the fuck I want. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm fucking good.
Or if he's just like, smoke. Go ahead and smoke. Yeah.
Smoke him if you fucking got him.
Yeah.
Light it up.
Kiss a stranger. Rub one out in your seat.
Fucking everybody.
Anybody's
turn to your neighbor and just go down.
So,
if you're an atheist and you've ever fantasized about throwing your baby like a football, now'd be the time to do it. No one will ever know.
No reason to be alarmed. You got a 15-second window to spike that baby and do this. So,
think about all the times it kept you up at 3 a.m.
All I can say is this is 100% true. The other people on the flight was a good portion of the United States Special Olympics team. This is relax. Just let me finish the story.
Yes.
I'm not. It was 45 men and women in red, white, and blue running suits with medals. So if it wasn't the Special Olympics team, it was a really big hip-hop group with Down syndrome. So this isn't
buried the lead, yeah.
This isn't.
That's the title of this episode, by the way.
So the plane's careening towards the earth, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm dying. And I thought of Tasha, and I thought of my friends. And then Claire Isabel, the guy's back on. He's like, there's no reason to be alarmed. Because he's like, oh, that was the first announcement was, we're going to land in Cleveland in 2 to 2.5 minutes. Serious.
Was that the scheduled stop, or is he just like saying?
No, we're going to New York.
It's like a Zucker Brothers movie. Like he's like, okay, the gate is 3H, 4H, 5H, 6H.
Cleveland. No, so we're dumping the plane in Cleveland, and then he goes, when we land, the runway will be covered entirely in foam. Swear to God. At the very end of the runway will be a fire truck. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is it, And Clear Isabel, and Dimitri can back this up, Clear Isabel, a voice in the back of the plane went, fire truck! True. Swear to God.
Okay.
And he was excited, and I laughed, and nobody else. I'm like, Firetruck? You didn't hear Firetruck? I went.
Because
That was the moment I went from atheist to agnostic. I was like, you know what? There really might be some sort of higher deity.
There's a
in this
possibility.
world. Yeah,
There's a
maybe there's a
possibility.
higher power. And I know,
there also might be some apples. Apples?
and I know people that go, they were like, and when I tell this story, people of course come up to me, but the thing is like I know plenty of people have mentally challenged folks in their family or they work with them, but if you don't think they say or do anything funny, you're denying that they're human beings, because that's the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard another human being say. Firetruck. And the tag is, I was always trying to figure out, like, who was going to get top billing if the plane crashed. Was going to say, Special Olympics team dies in fiery crash. Also on board, 80s comedian Bobcat Goldthwait.